Hello there, I'm Boo, and I like drawing, maximizing my hours in all the Pokemon games to find Chinese, and I really love to complain about lore in World of Warcraft. Hi everyone, this is Secret Boo telling you that maybe because I'm such an amazing YouTuber, I actually already recorded an episode completely forgetting that today is a new patch and you guys are always crazy about new content, okay? I know you like to hear me yap, but what you guys really like is new content in World of Warcraft for some reason. Anyway, maybe you're gonna be lucky and there's gonna be 2 episodes in one today, or I'm gonna split them and there's gonna be 2 during this week. So only time will tell, but have fun with whatever I'm putting into this video. Hello, and welcome back to a new episode on the channel. Today, because you guys seem to love just me yapping away and not doing anything special, we're gonna do some more of that. I'm gonna take you along while I'm just doing some very long and not very exciting grinds. Yeah, isn't that an exciting intro? Doesn't that make you want to click on these videos more? Oh man, I'm so bad at YouTube, honestly. So often when I play this game on my own without recording, I'm like, I should probably make a guide about this. Like, people would click on this, but then I'm just too lazy. Honestly, I'm so impressed by all the people that continuously just push out guides and do stuff like that because, bro, I could never. It's just so much work and I think it's so not enjoyable. But you know what's enjoyable? Looking for a war supply crate. And now she dropped. Yeah, because before I started this video, yes, I wanna get rid of all these tom-toms. And before I started recording, I already saw that our good girl Militia, girl, boy, I don't know, already prepared us for the release of a war crate. And then I waited a little bit before I started recording, but it didn't show up on the map, so yeah. Very exciting, right? Yeah, and in case you're wondering what I'm still doing in the Dragon Isles, even though I have the Malicious title, I have the Sky Scourge, I have Taiwan, I have all these things. Yeah, you're never done on the Dragon Isles, man. You're never done. And I, as you can probably see in my, not in the grass strip, but in this strip, I am currently in my Infinite Dragon era, which I'm very much enjoying. And because of that, I actually wanted to finish finding most of the dragon manuscripts, the stuff that makes you customize all your dragons. And I really gotta say, even though I'm a big fan of my Infinite Time Reaver, man, the Infinite Dragon appearances for the Dragonflight mounts from Dragonflight, or the Dragonriding mounts from Dragonflight, these are some of my favorite mounts ever in the game. And the coolest thing about them is that you can customize them, which initially I wasn't a fan, and I'm still not a big fan of Dragonriding. Like, I use it off and on if I have to go somewhere fast, but I gotta be honest, I have to refarm all of these stupid disturbed dirts and little packages all across the isles for the treasures again on the same character. And now you're gonna say, Boo, why the F are you doing this? Yeah, because I didn't skill Jewelcrafting before. I did that meta achievement where you have to find all the treasures, for which you have to open, I think, approximately 900 of these treasures. So I need to do that again so I can get all the recipes. Yeah, thank Blizzard for that. So should you ever also want to do this, like, I don't even know which achievement that is. It's like one of the meta achievements that you had to do. I think it was, what was it? Across the Isles, right? And it's like part of all of these, like it's always part of these treasure achievements. Like, you have to, for all these treasure achievements, you have to open these kinds of things. Wait, where is it? Like the disturbed dirt, which you can only open if you have small expedition shovels, or like some other little chests that you see strewn everywhere around you. Right now I'm just finding disturbed dirts, and in them very seldom you have actually treasures. Mostly you just have grays that you can sell for a good coin though, so at least that's something. But you also can have some recipes, and I already actually have found 4 of the 5 again. As you can see, I now have 2 of each of these glimmering clusters that you can also find, or that you also find 100% in certain treasures. And if you've already opened all the treasures like me, then you have to just do it again. But this time they're random in these Expedition Scout packs. Yeah, or the Disturbed Dirts, or the chests, or like the magical chests, or whatever they're called. Yeah, let's just say I think I spent around 40,000 gold on like skilling jewel crafting in certain expansions so far, but I also made those 40,000 gold back from opening all these treasure chests. Yeah, it's that bad. But what I initially wanted to say is I don't mind doing that since I now can use the steady flight. Man, how did you guys do that during Dragonflight with Dragonriding? Like, how did you do that? Did you, were you on constant medication or something? Because I would not be able to stomach it with Dragonriding. I find Dragonriding so annoying for farming purposes. I think it's the worst thing we've ever had. And I'm so glad that my little dragons are just, you know, very, very steady, very slow, which just means that I can mount up and fly to the next and mount up again, and everything is just smooth. And every now and then I can also mine something while I'm at it, which is also very relaxing. And yeah, so until I find that last recipe that I'm still missing, this is gonna be the video. Because you guys love me just talking and talking and talking, which I very much appreciate. Thank you very much. I feel very flattered by all of this, by the way, because it's just sweet that you guys enjoy me yapping so much. It's just nice, you know? I don't know how else to say it. I don't think that over a year ago I would have guessed that just people on the internet would tell me to talk more. It's nice, it's very nice. And yeah, I also wanted to talk about a few other things. First of all, I wanted to show you all the cool infinite dragons that I chose for our little infinite dragon adventure. This is the first, obviously. This is the Infinite Time Reaver. Yes, I am lucky. I got it after, I don't know, doing 10 years worth of time walking, because I've been doing time walking ever since it got released, and I never had this. And I think it dropped, I used it in one of my videos. I think it dropped for me like 3 months ago or 4, I think during one of the turbulent time waves. But I'm not 100% sure, I don't really remember. But it was definitely this expansion. The next one is this good boy. Man, I really warmed up to all of these. I really like that you can now finally almost completely customize them in a cool manner. I love that you can finally get rid of the saddle, which in my opinion just makes some of them look so much cooler. Like, I pretty much like them all with armor as well, but especially like with this skin, it looks so smooth if you're not using a saddle, in my opinion at least. Next one is this good boy again. This one, wow, look at him. Yeah, I love me some proto drakes. I think proto drakes are some of the coolest dragons, or if not the coolest dragon that we ever had in the game. Ever since they got released in Wrath of the Lich King, I've been just the biggest fan of these guys. I think they're amazing, and I think he looks so good and impressive. And I don't know why he's stuck in his mount animation, but we're just gonna let him scream a little bit. And now he looks impressive when he does that, so let him go off. And here is my Slither Drake, man. When they released this one with the second, or no, the first patch of Dragonflight, I was immediately in love. I love the Noodle Dragon. I think they're amazing. I don't mind their goofy flying animation. I think it's actually kind of cute. I love that they're so slithery. And yes, you're seeing that correctly. Those are the heavy scales, which drop from only 1 rare in the Zaralek Caverns. And if you now think to yourself, wow, Boo, did you, #1 Dragonflight hater, really camp in the Zaralek Caverns with that stupid respawn timer that is now on all the rares in the Zaralek Cavern because no one is in there anymore? Yes, I did that. And yes, it dropped first try, baby. But I also had to wait 4 hours, so I think it was worth it. And yeah, I mean, I think this is the money shot. I think this is the prettiest guy of them all, at least with the infinite skin. They just look so cool with it, man. Like the Highland Dragon, I think they're called. It's just you know, I think the scales look the best on them. The spikes look the best on them. They're just overall, I think, to me personally, the best iteration of the infinite scales on these dragons, but that's just me. And now let's see. No, we already had you, we already had you, and we already had you, and we already had you. Hello? There he is! My little ugly boy. When Dragonflight came out, I used this mount and this mount only. I used it with the black dragon scales that I got. Oh, how did I aggro you? Yeah, we gotta go. I used this one with the black dragon scales that I immediately farmed with my wife together during the first week. Yes, the first week. No, we didn't buy any signets or whatsoever. We just wanted to be exalted with Rathian for the lore, okay? And we just did that because we both really like to grind reputation and professions in World of Warcraft, and that was actually the most fun I had in Dragonflight. No, I really mean that. I really mean that. I had so much fun to grind out that reputation during the first week of the Dragonflight, and I would gladly do it again, man. But I think with the infinite armor, they look even cooler. Or not the armor, but the skin. Sadly, there is no armor option for the infinites. Like, they could have given us a little bit more. And speaking of a little bit more, they could have also given this customization options to Dragthier. Because if you turn into your normal version, like, this is the closest that I got to, like, an infinite look. And I'm very satisfied with it. But it doesn't hold the same cool effect, and especially when you consider that the OG Infinite Flight also has this very cool, like, corrupted sand effect going on, and that all the new Infinite Dragons do not have that, which I think is a very big oversight. I think that is one of the coolest thing about them. But hey, this is the best we can do, so this is what we're doing. And now that I've shown you all of these mounts, you're gonna be like, wait, Boo, did you kick all of your favorite mounts out of your favorite mounts and just put the Infinite in? Because, damn. No, not really. I just downloaded an add-on that one of you recommended to me, and I really wanna give this add-on a shout out if you don't know about it. It's called Mount Journal Enhanced, and this is everything that I've ever wanted from the Mount Journal in World of Warcraft, but in an add-on. Like, this is amazing because the coolest thing, apart from the fact that it's way better sorted, you can zoom in and zoom out a lot better. You can actually turn the model whichever way you want. You also have a little button down here that you can just press like that without typing mount special, and your mount will just do its mount special. And that is pretty cool. You don't know how many hours I've wasted in my World of Warcraft time just typing in mount special just to show off, you won't believe it, mount specials. It also shows you how many people have this mount. They also show you how many times you've used that mount. Obviously, that is completely cooked for me because I just installed this add-on, and just like any other add-on, obviously it doesn't count from before you had the add-on. But I just love stuff like that. No, the coolest thing to me is that you can create favorite profiles, which is the only thing I've been asking and begging for the Mount Journal to have, that you can have multiple profiles of favorites, because all of my characters have different favorite mounts. And this is just amazing. Like, I've created one and only one so far because I just downloaded it yesterday, and I just inserted all of the infinite mounts and Taiwan in here, and that is just for now my flavor of the month to go with. But obviously you can do that for all of your characters. For example, as soon as we're going back to playing a Shadow Priest, I'm gonna create a mount profile for my Shadow Priests, and I'm gonna create one for my DKs and for every other class as well, and for specific characters that also use different mounts, and it's just so cool. I forgot your name. I'm so sorry, but I'm probably displaying it on the screen right now. Thank you so much for recommending this add-on. And if anyone ever recommended it to me before and I just forgot about it or whatever, then I'm also thanking you. because this is amazing. I love this. This is maybe one of the best add-ons I've downloaded in years. And now I can just press one button and just summon different flying mounts without creating a macro every single time that can only display 2 mounts. The only thing that I think is not working is that the game prefers a ground mount if you're in a dungeon, for example, because that is something that the macro that I usually write for myself definitely does, because you can only include a ground mount and a flying mount in that macro. So that is a little bit annoying, but that is just, that's not the add-on's fault, that's just Blizzard's summon random favorite mount not being very good with deciding what is a ground mount and what is a flying mount, and I just guessed that all these OG skywriting dragons just count as ground mounts as well for some reason. I don't know why, but that's just Blizzard for you. I would love for them to just add a button that is like, hey, if you're in non-flying zones, then just always use my ground mounts, because for fuck's sake, there's already not enough reason to use ground mounts anyway anymore. Which is such a shame, by the way. I know I've talked about this at least 3 times in length on my channel already, but F it, this is my channel, I can do whatever I want. I hate that we do not really have zones where you ride anymore. And I hate that we do not have this amazing time at the start of an expansion where everyone is just forced to ride instead of flying. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that we couldn't fly in Warlords of Draenor. Yes, I didn't mind that. I thought it was completely fine. I wish they would have just for once stood their ground. I still don't understand why so many people that still hung out in their garrison the whole day anyway were so loudly complaining about the fact that we couldn't fly, but hey, whatever. That is the World of Warcraft community for you, I guess. But stuff like Undermine, by the way, doesn't count for me, because that is not really riding either. That is just zooming on the ground and pretending you're riding, okay? That has nothing to do with the nice and slow approach of just being on your ground mount for the first half a year of an expansion. I think it's just nice, and I think it gives World of Warcraft that little tidbit that so many people always say that is what they play Classic for, that the game is slower. And in my opinion, being forced to ride around and not fly all the time is perfect to do that in retail as well. But hey, we're beating... Ah! Wait! No! What? We got the... No! What? We got the cluster, but not the recipe? Oh, wait, yeah, because I already... Wait, now I have 3? Wait, what? Why did we get the cluster again, but not the recipe? I mean, I guess that is a failsafe, so you can also always recreate the dragon over and over again, because you can sell them. By the way, they're not soulbound. Like, they're soulbound when you create them, but you can just put them in a cage and then you can sell them. But, ah, man. Ugh, that means... God, if I now get duplicates of the clusters instead of getting my last recipe, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be cool. Oh wait, that was just me checking the rare, because I am not missing many of the manuscripts. I looked through my little roster earlier when I customized all of my dragons to be infinite dragons, and I saw that I am just missing like a few world drops. I think 2 things that I have to buy from like the dragon racing holiday that should come around soon-ish again, right? Right? Or do we first... Ah, no, they don't do them that often, huh? Oh, Jesus Christ, okay. In August. My lord, August. That is such a long time from now. Why do they do these world events in such... Like, why is there always so much time passing between them? Because Trial of Style is just the same. The last Trial of Style... Wait, when was the last Trial of Style? Yeah, in March. And now the next one is basically in August as well. That is such a long time, man. Just make them happen more often. And also, while you're at it, just add more stuff that you can buy from it. And no, adding 1,000,000 skirts that eat up your belts is not the same as adding actual rewards, okay? Gone are the days when they gave us entire tier sets or entire recolors for the Trial of Style, huh? I mean, they were never tier sets. They were like these recolors. Wait, where are they? Sets. Wait, this, right? Yeah, for example, this. No, this. These are like the recolors that you can buy. And yeah, they're not crazy, but at least they're sets, and at least they're recolors from like dungeon sets and questing sets, and I like that. There are so many more that would have been so cool if we would get some recolors. For example, one recolor that I'm still thinking about all the time is that DK starting zone set recolor that all the NPCs in the starting zone of the DKs are wearing. Like that brownish bronze recolor of that starting set. I mean, actually the starting set, like the little robe and the hood that you're wearing in the beginning. All the NPCs are wearing like this brown version of it, or bronze rather, or copper. And it looks really cool. And I very much like it. And I always thought that it's kind of sad that we never got that recolor. Yeah, and stuff like that they could give us for the Trial of Style. There are so many of these, but hey, alas. Man, every single time I get rid of this cooldown manager again when I record these videos, because the cooldown manager is just so ugly, man. And if it wasn't for the cooldown for hover, I wouldn't even use it. And honestly, I've been thinking about just getting a weak aura for it. Man, and every single time I think about weak auras, I think about the fact that they want to get rid of these add-ons. And even though nowadays I'm way more casual than I used to be in World of Warcraft. I mean, casual, I always think that calling people casual players, even though those casual players are usually the ones that do all the achievements, all the transmog runs, all the mount runs, all the pet runs, and play the game so intense, just like all the M+ and raiders. I still think that it's a very, very, very arrogant of Blizzard to say that they want to get rid of add-ons. And if you know, say, yeah, boo, but have you ever seen what you have to download for like a mythic boss nowadays? It's crazy. It's like, yeah, I've seen that because I've raided mythic as well. And believe me, when I raided mythic Ny'alotha, for example, which is a little bit in the past, let's put it that way, we already had so many add-ons helping us. Because Blizzard just loves creating fights that are not really manageable without the help of external sources. Like, I'm sorry, but if it was possible without them, then people would do that. Okay, not all the people, but some people would do it. And there are classes that are so miserable to play if you do not track certain things. Hell, even M+, just the M+ that I'm doing, and I'm just running like 12 and 13 dungeons, like it's not the world, okay? But even in those dungeons, I die to stuff because I don't have a weak aura that tracks which mob is targeting whomst with what spell. I'm sorry, but if you need stuff like that to make your game work well, then I don't think you're in the position to say, we want to get rid of all of that because people have too much help from it and we will just do it ourselves. Yeah, will you? Because I've seen what you've done for the cooldown manager and man, I'm not impressed. The fact alone that as... okay, listen, I won't talk about it long, okay, but the fact alone that you have imminent destruction, a passive from deep breath, and hover as the two cooldowns that get tracked as a devastation evoker, even though Dragon Rage is right there and you kinda need to track Dragon Rage because you want to extend its duration, which is kind of the thing of this cooldown, says it all. Okay, that says all you need to know about this Blizzard-made cooldown manager, which they, by the way, introduced and talked about as this big thing that they're doing for us, and we should be so happy and glad that they're doing this, okay? And it's mediocre and best, if you can even say that. And you can call me a hater, you can call me being angry about small things, but man, stuff like that matters, okay? And it's not like World of Warcraft is a fresh out of the womb new game. People have been writing these add-ons for free for decades at this point. And Blizzard doesn't even manage to do a very, very, very shitty knockoff version of one part of a big, big add-on correctly, even though they have all the information out there. Alright, that was my take on the whole matter, and I am so scared of when they actually ban, in quotation marks, these add-ons. I am so scared for World of Warcraft, because I know that I probably could just play this game without it, but then again, would I really want to play this game and M+ and raids without weak auras? Would I like to play some of my classes without weak auras? I am not so sure. Also, least I forget, my little Arthur's icon over here, that is also a weak aura. And I love my little Arthur's aura up here, okay? I love it when he's just there with me. It doesn't matter that he doesn't do anything. That's not his job. He just has to be there because he's my baby boy and I love him. And I need him around. I need to know that he's okay and that everything that happened in the Shadowlands was not real. So you know that I also have to say goodbye to that. Makes me very, very sad. Also, I already ran out of these stupid shovels again. My lord. I went back for more shovels, I think 10 times at this point, and I always buy like 10 or 15 of them. So yeah, and I still am missing one recipe, by the way. Well, I guess we're gonna get more shovels. And by the way, I know that they not want to get rid of all the add-ons, and I know that many of the add-ons that especially, in quotation marks, casual players like to use will not be affected by this. But still, I love my details. I love looking up how many times a certain ability in a dungeon did the damage. I love looking up if my new trinket is actually as busted as everyone says. I like statistics. I like geeking out over stuff like that. And I'm sorry, thanks to the very current example of the cooldown manager, I know that Blizzard usually cannot do this stuff. And I'm really sorry if you think that Blizzard will be capable of doing the work of 15 add-ons and also create player housing on the back of that and make all of that releasable within the next half a year. I don't know if you're playing the same game as me from the same company, but I don't see that happening. And the good thing for me is that I don't care about player housing at all. I mean, maybe I will be absolutely in love with it. Who knows at this point. But initially, I can just say for myself, if I want to have cool housing, then I go play Sims. And I don't mean that as an insult to anyone who enjoys player housing. I just don't see the appeal in World of Warcraft. Because my favorite thing in World of Warcraft is what I'm doing right now. Flying through the world, being in the world of World of Warcraft, and not being stuck in a little house. That being said, I also like my garrison, so we shall see. But yeah, I'm trying not to get any hopes up, at least when it comes to this, because I don't care much about player housing, and also I'm more scared about what they're gonna do about add-ons. Like, ever since Ian actually announced that and was serious about it, I've just been thinking, oh god, this is actually the first time for real that I'm thinking that might kill a part of World of Warcraft. And I'm not really sure what's the gain. I don't really get it. Because at the end of the day, what does Blizzard care if people use a million add-ons to play their game? Like, does it actually affect them? Because, like, I feel it doesn't, does it? Like, maybe someone can explain it to me, like I'm 4 years old, why using a lot of add-ons is a bad thing. I don't really understand it. Like, I personally don't even use that many add-ons. I've never used Elf UI in my life. Even before they added the, the edit mode. Even before they added all of this, I just rolled with the old interface. I liked it. But alas, where's the black crate? Yeah, let's go. Let's wobble our way over there. Usually there are no people playing at all. I don't know what the people are doing, but the people are definitely doing something else. Something else than Dragonflight during Season 2 of The War Within. Also, wait, is it raining? No, that's just my computer being a little bit loud. Okay. Yeah, my computer doesn't like the heat. Like, I don't know about you guys, but right now in Germany it's so hot. And just like any other country that usually has a lot of rain and cold weather, we don't deal well with hot temperature. Like, it's not really our thing. Like, neither us as a people nor our homes are very well equipped to deal with heat. And even though I can bear heat a lot better than, for example, my wife, I still don't like it very much. Like, I'm a very northern German person. I like rain, I like bad weather, I like no sunshine, I like snow. I love snow. Snow is actually my favorite weather. Not that we have much of that anymore, but hey, for what it's worth, I love snow. And summer? Not really here for it, no. Never really understood the hype about summer. Also, what is this? Ah, Jewelcrafting. Oh yeah, Jewelcrafting update. Okay, look at this. I skilled Dragonriding Jewelcrafting. I skilled Classic Jewelcrafting, which you already knew. I actually finished Outland Jewelcrafting today, which also wasn't too hard. I had a few recipes lying on my bank that I've gathered over the years, for forever now. I finished Northrend Jewelcrafting in the very amazing fashion that is Northrend and Wrath of the Lich King. This was pretty easy and pretty cheap. I didn't finish Cataclysm Jewelcrafting yet because I gotta be honest. For example, this looks very nice because you just need Shadow Spirit diamonds and you can buy them, but they are rather expensive and maybe I will actually spend some gold on this just to finish it up. But since I'm also starting to do all these dailies for Jewelcrafting, because I kind of forgot that the first time I started this, Jewelcrafting is a profession that always had dailies that give you these tokens. And I'm not sure if Cataclysm and Wrath of the Lich King were the only ones, or if there were more. Maybe I will start also with Pandaria, because Pandaria professions are usually also very enjoyable to do, and I just like hanging out in Pandaria. But for now, I am very content with our Jewelcrafting endeavors so far, because I actually got a lot done. And for now, I'm just trying to get this last darn recipe. Because, yeah, I've been creating these little dragons that you get from these... wait, where are they? Hello? Oh, no, we're in the wrong... We're in the wrong category. Yeah, you can create these little cutie pies and I really like them. I think they look cool. I like that they have crazy colors. And we're still looking for the blue one. The blue one has been eluding us. And yeah, again, if you're still here, if you're still watching, PSA, if you want to do this, learn Jewelcrafting before. Because otherwise, you have to do what I'm doing right now and gather them all over again. I mean, yeah, like I said, you're making kind of a good coin because these greys, they sell for good gold. But man, that's not worth it, I think. That is really not worth it, man. But while I was on the topic of complaining about like them wanting to get rid of a lot of add-ons and doing all that jazz, I was thinking about maybe recording a video where I list all of the little annoyances that World of Warcraft has. Stuff like, for example, my problem that I cannot get the Heart of Azeroth on this character for some reason, and no matter what I try, nothing works. Or that some transmog sets just horribly clip, especially with certain races. Or that some mounts are still bugged, or that some quests are completely bugged, or yeah, stuff like that. And I think that will be more or less a work in progress. Harky Grimstone, where are you? There you are. I still need you for one of my Drake manuscripts. Yeah, that will definitely be a work in progress. Like, that won't release next week or the week after, I think. Because first I would write a little list and then I would obviously record stuff for that. But if you, for example, have ideas for that, then please put them into the comments. Because, like, I like to make sure that people know that I love this game, which is, I think, very obvious from the way I play it all the time. And how much love and care I put into my videos. But I also think it's very important to talk about all the shortcomings. Because sometimes I feel like we're not complaining enough and... Oh no, did I now... you stupid little monk. You can be glad that I do not believe in open world PvP. Okay. I'm so used to no one being here that I never rush towards a rare mob anymore. I'm just chilling and picking up all the secret treasures on the way. Because I always think I have time, but I don't have time. Anyway, back to the point. Yeah, please tell me if you first of all would enjoy a video like that. And if you also have some stuff that I should cover that I've maybe never mentioned, or that you just want to tell me, or that you just want to share. Because obviously, there's just so much. Honestly, there's just so much. It's kind of insane how much there is, honestly. But I think sometimes that these kinds of videos are rather enjoyable because, again, it's not supposed to be a hateful video. It's more or less a, hey, remember all these cool things that don't work in this game that we pay real life money for? Anyway, oh man, we've been gathering disturbed dirt and all that stuff for quite some time, and I'm still missing one of the recipes, and the last recipe has been some time ago. I think I gathered it this morning with my first morning coffee, and I think I've gathered this stuff for over an hour before I had to do some work for my parents, and this is you know, it's kind of impressive that they actually just call this a catch-up mechanic if you did this without being a jewel crafter. And again, you know what really makes me so angry about this? It's not really that you have to farm them again, because like I said, I actually like that. I like farming stuff in World of Warcraft. But what really makes me angry about it is the fact that once again, you get punished for doing what this game initially was all about, which is just doing something without looking it up first. You know, just jumping into the fray and trying to just get an achievement by just killing rare mobs or by just gathering stuff without first of all looking through all the Wowhead comments or like asking people, hey, should I do this stuff if I'm not a jewel crafter? Which would be a very weird prerequisition in any case. You know, I would just make it so that maybe one of the expedition members sells you this stuff when you gathered all the treasures. How about that? Imagine. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that also make sense? Wouldn't that also be nice? Is this the cave that we have to go in? Yeah, it is. I'm also kind of thinking about maybe spending, hashtag not efficient, spending 2 times 90 crests on just creating a main and offhand for myself, just so I can switch between the transmogs. Because even though I think this looks absolutely amazing on my visage form with like the sword, it always annoys me that you cannot see this in your dragon form. Like, if you draw your weapon, then yes, you can see it. But just like that, your weapon is just gone. And if you wear a main and offhand, then obviously you can also see them in your dragon form, which I think is very cool, but alas. Sometimes Blizzard doesn't want you to look cool. Alright, this time it's rare mob first and disturbed dirt and expedition scouts pack later. So let's hope that we can even make it without dragon flying. Okay, cutie pie, are you downstairs? Probably, right? I mean, it's a goblin, and this is... Aha! Hello! Come here! And maybe just immediately drop me my manuscript? Or not? Does it give me gold? No, it doesn't. Sad times indeed. Okay. Let me do my Torghast magic. I said, let me do my Torghast magic. Oh my god, no. By the way, does anyone ever do this with like a plan? Or is everyone else also just clicking on these until it works? Because I'm definitely doing the latter. And I have no idea why at last it now opened. I'm just guessing. Oh man. Okay, so this is why I also usually say ram up second, because you know, ram ups just disappoint you left and right. Meanwhile, Disturbed Dirt also disappoints you, but it also gives you some money. You know, so isn't really a loss. Also, is my my war crate has obviously also disappeared. Of course, because there was one. And I ignored it because I also saw that a realm up had spawned that drops a manuscript that I was still missing. And now we lost the chance for more conquest and didn't get a manuscript. Man, life is cruel sometimes, isn't it? And I have already done so much of these war crate business in Dragonflight that I got prize weapon of conquest on my second character, by the way. I already got this on my shadow, who also opened a lot of war crate, but actually with her it wasn't the war crates alone, it was also the fact that I spammed an unnatural amount of Comstomp. Like, I did so much Comstomp on that character, man. I got to Exalted and then some, so, you know, I was basically living in there. Also, why is this Disturbed Dirt sometimes so hard to see? Man, I've opened hundreds and hundreds of them at this point, and I'm still sometimes just confused, even though I'm standing right in front of one. Ah, man. Okay, what do we have? Rich and rich. Okay, we don't really need those. At this point, I'm only usually mining the ones that are also having a chance to drop me some elemental stuff, because that stuff I need for recipes, and also you can sell it well on the auction house. And also I wanted to get to the Azure span, but I didn't really make it that far. I actually got distracted by rares and by war crates and by Disturbed Dirt, and by the time that we've actually made it back to the Azure span, and also, hello, where is this dirt? I will have run out of shovels again. And hello? Oh, there it is. By the way, that is also just the final fuck you for all of these, like these treasures, that you need to go back for small expedition shovels because they only have 5 charges. And you can also not buy them in bulk, by the way. Like, you have to buy them 5 pieces at a time, which is so annoying. And it's just, like, why are they like this? Why? And also, if I look at this, I only have, oh man, I only have 20 left. Yeah, I should probably go back, buy some more, and then go to the Azure span. And by the time I've arrived at the Azure span, I am probably not in the mood to do this anymore. Because I've been doing this like at least for 1 hour before I started recording. And also, if I look at my timer, we are kinda running out of time for an episode. And I still haven't found the last recipe, man. It's I'm doing this for the second time, by the way. This is just, you know, if I'm being a little bit frustrated every now and then with this, then it's because I'm doing this for the second time. I got all of the elemental clusters already. And still. Yeah. The horrors persist, but so do I. Man, I get another one of these before I get my final recipe. Please. 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 Just give me a recipe. Wait. What I wanted to do. Oh yeah, I wanted to get more shovels. We need more shovels. Oh, and we also need to sell stuff. Yeah. Man, they loved just filling up our inventories ever since Dragonflight. Like, WoW has always been a very hoarder-friendly and unfriendly game at the same time. But Dragonflight really, they were on some crazy stuff when they decided how much can drop and how much you need to keep, because maybe you need those regions to buy something from one of the factions. I'm so glad that we don't do this anymore, because I thought it was super annoying that, like, you need, like, does it show up? Yeah, that you, like, need these 3 different items to buy something, and for every single item it's something different, and it's just so much. Okay. Let's sell all of this. Ooh, that was a big chunk. Yeah, look at this. Wow. That was almost 6,000 gold. So, just so you know, at least this gives you gold. I mean, it also steals your time, but it also gives you gold. We also sell this, and we're just gonna... Oh my god, you know what? We're just gonna buy some more shovels. You know what? We're just gonna buy 20. Because at the end of the day, I'm just gonna use them all anyway, because I want my gold. Because I've been kinda in a spending mood lately. And if we haven't gotten it within the next 20 shovels, and I probably will not record for that much longer, then I'll just buy more shovels. Yeah, I'll just buy more shovels. Alright, give me that disturbed dirt. Alrighty, another hour has passed. I've gathered more dirt than I can count. And I am still missing a recipe. I also didn't get another gem cluster. I just didn't get anything at all. And I think, even though that is a little bit anticlimactic, I'm gonna end today's episode right here and now. Man, I thought that we would open a few disturbed dirts and then we would move on to other things, but yeah. Just another yapping episode with truly nothing happening at all this time. Still, I hope that you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please consider leaving a like or a comment. It helps and I appreciate it so much. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, maybe consider doing that as well. And for the next time, I will probably want to do something else for a change. So we're either gonna be back with some other kind of farming, some profession stuff, maybe some transmog stuff. Maybe. But until then, see you next weekend. Bye bye.